Today on This Week in Video Games, it's our last episode of 2010. We're giving out the first annual This Week in Video Game Awards. We're going over the highlights of 2010, and we have very special guest, Robert Welkner, in studio with us. Hello everyone and welcome to This Week in Video Games. I am Andrea Renee and with me as always is my fabulous co-host Jessica Villarreal. Looking wonderful today.
Oh, thank you. Hello everyone. It's good to be back. Sorry I missed you last week, but I'm here now.
And joining us via Skype is Adrian Acevedo-Smith. He's not in the studio with us.
Whoa,
hey Adrian.
look at that background.
How's it going down there in Mexico City?
That's great. Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun.
Good. When are you coming back to us here in the States?
I will be there next show, so yeah, don't you worry.
Oh, good. Fantastic. Well, he will be manning the chat room as always, so feel free to interact with Adrian on there. And, of course, we'll be talking to him live during the show. Before we get started, I want to just remind everyone, if you're not following our show on Twitter, please do. It's at TWIVG. That's This Week in Video Games. You can also email Jessica or myself or Adrian at videogames@thisweekin.com. Now, on the show last time, I forgot to announce the winner of our Gunnar Optics glasses giveaway that Faye brought in, and she was so kind to bring those in. And I want to say a big congratulations to Chase Reed. He won the Gunnar Optics glasses. Congratulations, Chase. And I already sent those out to him. And if you remember correctly, I said on our last show that I'm giving away 3 free codes for X-Men Arcade on the XBLA or PSN. And I've selected those 3 winners. And the first winner is OKI Gator. Oki Gator. I never know how to say YouTube handle names. He's our first winner. Excuse me. And he says, my favorite X-Men character is Iceman because he knows how to keep his cool. Also, creating your own ice slide for transportation is the only way to go. So congratulations. Would you like to read the second one?
Sure. We have Fish Steve 5, who says, my favorite character would have to be Gambit because of his primary weapons are cards and his secondary weapon is his bow staff. Now that's crazy cool. With a Z.
With a Z. Fantastic, so congratulations. And our last winner is Vagrant Spectre 38. And he says, my favorite X-Men character is Warren K. Worthington III. Not only because he's one of the original X-Men, but because he also went through so much suffering. So congratulations, you 3. And now it's time for the showdown. And this week, we are finally venturing into the land of the Wii.
Yay.
I know we've never done a Wii showdown before. And I thought it would be fitting if we did Goldeneye 007 for the Wii. So we're going to go ahead and get started here.
We're loading.
And we're loading.
Loading. Load faster, Wii. And here we go.
I got a frog in my throat.
I am on the bottom here.
And I'm on the top. Oh, that sounded dirty.
That's so dirty. Can I get out this way? Yeah, sure enough. All right. All
now,
right.
I really loved GoldenEye back in the day when I was on N64. And this version for the Wii is really a good reboot. I love that you can actually do 4-player split screen, which very few games offer. And we were talking about before the show how not many games even offer 2-player split screen anymore. It's all online multiplayer.
Yeah, which is kind of a bummer because sometimes you just want to play with your roommate or your friend, or you die.
Or you die.
But no, I love split screen co-op, especially when you can play campaign mode because it's just, you know, there's something about having someone next to you that is, you know, I don't want to say more gratifying than playing with someone online, but it definitely takes away some of that lonely aspect when you're just sitting there playing in your house by yourself.
And I definitely agree with you. I think that it does have that kind of social aspect to it.
Yeah, but then well, there we go. That was the game.
I guess we had the 2 kills on.
I was on a top, and I lost.
It's okay. We'll play again after the show is over, but that is a very brief showdown.
Good job.
Look at Goldeneye. I guess we messed up on the settings there. I'll take full responsibility.
I would have lost anyway. I already know it. I already know I would have lost.
Well, it was funny. Jess and I were having this discussion before the show started about how I've been practicing with my shooters because I just finished Mass Effect 2 this morning. So I got up early before I came to work to make sure that I finished it.
And honestly, I've never played a shooter on the Wii before, so this was quite interesting. That didn't involve using the Wii remote. Pew, 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 pew. So
that's a very brief sneak peek at GoldenEye 007 for the Wii. Obviously, it looks exactly like the N64 version, and there's some cool updates to this one as well with Daniel Craig in as Bond. So you should definitely check it out. But now it's time for us to bring in our very special guest. I'm going to show you a little sample of some of his footage.
And now, what you've all been waiting for. It's Coin Op TV Live, starring Robert Welkner and the lovely Haley Bright.
Rob's a hottie. Yay!
Yeah.
We love you, Rob!
Celebrating girl power tonight, as you can see in the green room. It's Miss Haley Bright. Woohoo!
Hey, Rob, what's up?
All units. Local units.
What is he talking about, Rob?
Ask whatever. No holds bar, guys. It's a special night, so ask anything. No question.
He does look a little uncomfortable, Haley. He's kind of leaning away from me here.
No question is too personal.
I'm gay.
Huh?
Which I don't know if that's lead speak.
Did it work? Did I punk you or dig you or you know?
You know what it is? You made me gay.
I stand by my my crude humor.
No, I'm down with it.
Yeah, good. Good. We'll get along.
We're already dressing alike.
It's true. It's adorable.
Think about that. How would I know that that's Mysterio's crotch?
I don't know what's going on.
I mean, that's pretty good. You gotta admit.
Crotch shot.
You're reading the comics a little too much, my friend. No, she just knows what's going on, and I don't. That's how the show works, because she can see what the kids at home are saying.
All right, so that is a small sample, and I want to make sure that I put the disclaimer out that it is old footage, because Robert here has told me it's old. Robert Welkner is in the studio from Coin Op TV. Woohoo! Thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, good to see you. Thanks for having me on. I was thinking to myself on the way over here that every time the camera's on me, ratings will go down because the lovely ladies across me should be on camera all the time. So my answers may be brief and short. Just to let you know.
Stop. Oh no, come on. We love all the stuff that you have to say. And, well, you know, obviously Miss Haley can't be here today. Otherwise, we would have been 3 girls and Mr. Robert.
Yeah, it would have been tough.
The pimp video game guy in the room. So, it's for all of our viewers out there who have had the unfortunate circumstances of never seeing Coin Op TV, can you tell us a little bit about the show?
Sure, yeah. I started Coin Op TV in 2004 as a video podcast covering video game events and people. A lot of it in the beginning, the first couple years was retro and old school things, arcade, pinball, a lot of world record holders, like names, household names like Billy Mitchell and Steve Wiebe. I sort of was tagging along and interviewing these people way back in the day before everybody heard of them. And then when I started doing a live weekly show, I had to sort of like do a little more modern, new content because it was weekly and you know, so then I started doing like newer games. And I mean, some of that footage you say is like old stuff. I mean, I've been doing a show for 6 years and stuff, so there's a big library out there. And you know, we're on, you know, you can find us everywhere on the YouTube and all the different little syndicates.
Yeah, and you guys have your own website as well. It's coinop.tv.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was browsing through it today because I realized I hadn't checked it in a couple of days. And you really do post quite a few things on that site.
Yeah, I try. I have to hold back because I want to talk and write as much as possible, but I'm trying to keep it very video centric. So like when we go to events, the last thing we did was the VGAs where we saw you guys there, you and Jess doing some carpet stuff. And I try and do like 2 or 3 videos a month that are on the site. And in between that, I'll do like a game review or some sort of photo. Like if we go to an event or something, I'll post some photos and talk about that. It's a little quiet now because it's like the holidays, you know. I've been trying to relax.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's been really quiet around this weekend as well. Many of our shows were dark this week, and of course, you know, last week we had it off as well. And believe it or not, a lot of people are stuck on the East Coast still because of weather.
Yeah.
I'm really loving how light the traffic is around the LA metro area. I'm not gonna lie, it's been fantastic.
And it's sunny out here too, so we are kind of spoiled by the California weather. I mean, it was like 60 degrees and sunny and just a little breezy, and everyone's stuck in their homes on the East Coast. So
yeah, I was in debate whether or not I should wear shorts tonight. You know, I don't want to
no way, really?
anger any of your East Coast viewers. You know.
Yeah, they would get all mad. So I just want everyone in the chat room to know if you guys have questions for Rob, please let us know, and I'm sure he will do his best to answer them. And of course, Adrian is in the chat room with you. Adrian, how's it going in there?
It's going fine. We're discussing to see if Jess looks like she's from out of the 80s right now.
This is the off-the-shoulder thing.
I'd say more like 70s chic.
I know, because my hair is puffy,
That's a little too far
Very
back.
Farrah Fawcett-y is my zhuzh, my Pantene hair right now, so.
It is. It's very zhuzhy. It's very bouncy. Wish my hair had that kind of bounce.
Ancient Chinese secret.
Does your hair have a lot of bounce there, Rob?
I throw a pound of gel so that it doesn't move. You can bounce a rock off my hair.
Mm-hmm. Adrian did that one week, and it looked really good.
Yeah, I'm thinking of going back to the gel look when I come back, so look out for the gel look. Yeah, may premiere it on the show.
Heck yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's my North Dakota accent coming out. Just be careful. It might get worse.
I saw one question in the chat room. Someone was asking, Curtis AG was asking, are there any plans for CoinOp TV to return?
Well, yeah, that's a question I get a lot because the live show's been on a little bit of break, and Haley and I have been co-producing and writing a scripted narrative show that we're trying to get off the ground. So we're always looking for like a new home or a way to kind of like do the live show. It's just it's always really hard to kind of like get a studio and get like money to fund that, and it's always been easier for the non-live stuff to syndicate and do some campaigns and monetize that kind of thing. So. You know, until we can get like a studio like you guys have a nice studio here, you know, we'll be non-live for a bit.
Well, thank you. I mean, we really do love thisweekend.com. It's fun. Well, maybe we can do like a co-op show.
Yeah, if you're ever sick, if one of you guys are ever sick, call me up. I live down the street. I'll fill in.
Did you hear that, Adrian? He's coming for your job.
Oh my God, no, too much competition. It's gonna be tough.
Well, we are going to go ahead and talk about some of our highlights from 2010, because this was an incredible year for video games, both on the console, on the mobile platforms, and of course on the PC. We saw the PlayStation Move come out this year. We saw the Kinect come out this year, and a number of huge, big releases out. Do you have any big moments from 2010 that really stand out for you?
Yeah, you asked me that in the green room. I was thinking, as much as I love games, like a lot of the stuff that comes to mind is a lot of the events. Like Activision definitely spoiled CoinOp TV this year with the Eminem and Usher concert at E3, and Metallica performed, and I saw like Soundgarden for the Guitar Hero Warriors of Rock release and Call of Duty. So like a lot of Activision events are really cool. But one of the things that really stands out for me that I remember a lot is the Kevin Butler speech at the PlayStation 3 Sony conference. You know, for those who saw, it was kind of like this militaristic, like, hey, get behind the Sony, and it was kind of this funny speech that he did. And I don't know, that kind of stands out in my mind as like a really fun moment where like gamers and like hip culture things are sort of cross-pollinating.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see how many big celebrities are really getting involved in the gaming industry now. I mean, prime example is the Call of Duty commercial that was so famous because Kobe Bryant and Jimmy Kimmel were in it.
Oh, which is a great commercial. I had not seen that until, because I don't really watch TV. I watch my Netflix. But yeah, it was a hilarious commercial, and I thought it was fantastic that, you know, the celebrities are starting to jump on the video game bandwagon, and we're seeing more of them in, you know, voice acting video games now as well. So I'm really glad to see it becoming more mainstream than just something that, you know, kids do when their parents are away.
Absolutely.
You know, so.
I was talking with somebody about it earlier today, about the revenues of the different gaming industries, about how much money the TV industry makes, how much money the movie industry makes, and how much money the video game industry makes. And the video game industry, I believe, makes more money than the TV and film combined, he said.
Wow.
Which I thought was really interesting, but when you think about it, like no one's really, except for like the big flagship releases, no one's talking about the, you know, 50 million made by this game, or the 60 million made by this game, or the 75 by this game. But that all adds up. But movie releases, they talk about every single weekend because it's always on the tip of everyone's tongue. I mean, Call of Duty Black Ops broke $1 billion worth of worldwide sales. That's
Don't you have to do like the pinky when you
oh
say
yeah,
that?
the $1 billion.
Yeah, the Call of Duty Black Ops definitely, like, there was a lot of question as how that would sort of stack up against the Infinity Ward titles, and it kind of pasted over that and just broke all the records. And a really fun game, and I think we have been spoiled, and not only the huge AAA titles, but even like the little things like Angry Birds. And I really got hooked on Plants vs. Zombies when it got released on the XBL, because I could just kind of sit there casually and play. So it's like any tier a gamer that you are, there's like a slot for you to kind of digest.
Yeah, absolutely. Adrian, what about you? Do you have any highlights from 2010?
Highlights of games?
Of games, of hardware, platforms, downloadable, anything that really you were really excited about in 2010.
Oh, well, I really think it came down to the games. It was a really big year because we got several amazing games like God of War 3 finally came out, Heavy Rain came out, my personal favorite Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker came out. So it was really and out of the blue, Vanquish came out. That was an awesome third-person shooter. I really hope more people play it.
I think Vanquish actually made GameSpot's top 10 games of 2010. And so did God of War. No, it wasn't God of War. Vanquish did.
I think Heavy Rain made
Joystick's
top 10. So that was a fantastic title as well. But we can talk about that a little bit later.
What about you, Jess? What were your big 2010 moments?
I don't know if I had any memorable 2010 moments. I think I was more interested in just playing a lot of the games that came out. I know we're going to go over a few of our favorite titles here, but like you were saying, Heavy Rain was fantastic. And, you know, I hate to say it, but I don't use my PS3 that much. But, you know, I used it for Heavy Rain and God of War 3, and I thought they were both fantastic titles. And, but yeah, I don't think I have any moments that stood out per se. So it's just the games. I just enjoyed the games.
There was a lot of really fantastic games that came out this year that I had kind of a first-hand experience with, that were like the second or third installment in franchises that I hadn't played the first game for. Like, for example, the big one that stands out to me was my first-person shooter experience with Halo Reach. Because I'd never played any of the previous Halos. I'd tried to do a Halo multiplayer round like one time, and because I had not really done a lot of first-person shooters, I just got crushed and I got really frustrated and I just gave up right away. I was like, I don't want to play. And then I started doing so much research for the show. I mean, I'm you know, like you guys, you're always in the video game news all the time online, but I wasn't as in-depth as I was when I started writing for the show. And I was like, I really need to force myself to put down Mario, put down, you know, Burnout, and really pick up Halo and give it a go. And I was really, really impressed. I really loved the campaign, which that's where I got all my practice before I went to the multiplayer, because I don't have people deliberately trying to hunt me down.
Yeah.
And I really loved it. And I really loved Mass Effect 2. Jess and I were talking about at length before the show started.
Gosh. We can have like hours of conversations on Mass Effect 2. I know it.
Yeah, no, it's funny because in the chat room, the DCD's in the chat room, and he tweeted that he was listening to Jess and I talk about Mass Effect 2 loyalties.
Yeah.
So.
Who have you guys slept with? Who slept with more people in Mass Effect 2?
I've only slept with one person in Mass Effect 2.
I thought you could only sleep with one person in Mass Effect 2, and I slept with Tali.
Tali, all right, yeah. I guess maybe it's like you can sleep with them more than once is, you know, sort of what I was thinking. You know,
no, I think you can get an achievement for remaining loyal to the first game, like who you romanced in the first game. If you stay clean in the second game, you get an achievement for that.
Oh, really? For being monogamous?
Yeah, but I romanced Tali, and it's an interesting story because I didn't even really know about the romance system when I first started playing that game. And I went after Miranda, And I just didn't understand that, you know, the action doesn't come until, you know, before the final mission. And I just kept waiting and waiting and waiting. And I was getting so mad because I was just like, oh my God, this girl is not giving up the punani. And I just like, so I went after Tally. And then Tally like gave me attitude and she was like, well, you need to go tell Miranda that you're a one person type of man. And so I was like, oh, she's definitely going to give it up. And so I told Miranda off and then I went back to Tally and she still didn't give it up. And then I was like, okay, I think I get it now. I have to wait even longer until the last mission and then I'll finally get some. And then so I had to wait, but
that's exactly what happened with me, because I'm female Commander Shepard in the game. I didn't want to play as the guy, I wanted to play as the girl. And I went after, I heavily pursued Jacob. Because he's the only human man on the ship, and I was just like the interspecies. Hooking up was not really my thing. Like, you look at Garrus, and he's really kind of scary up close, and Thane's just a little too weird, and, I mean, I don't even want to think about what would happen if you tried to hook up with Grunt. So.
Oh my gosh, I don't know.
But he gave it up eventually, so.
And then there were some 2010 games that I think kind of slid under the radar. Like, you know, we hear about our Mass Effects and Red Dead Redemption and things like that. But one game that I actually really enjoyed this year, and some people may disagree with me, but it was Transformers War for Cybertron. And not exactly because of the gameplay aspect. I mean, it was a little bit monotonous and, you know, everything did kind of look the same. But I am a fan of the Transformers, and I feel like this game really did capture the feel of the Transformer universe. Like it took place before the Transformers came to Earth, and so it really did show the civil war that was going on between the Transformers and the Decepticons. And it showed, like, you know, it was before Optimus became Optimus Prime, so they showed Zeta Prime, and it was just almost sad, like, in a sense, because it's like I really feel a connection with the Transformers, and so it was showing their planet dying and the story and the war between the two and how they used to be brothers but now they're enemies, and it was just, they really hit the story extremely well, I think. And so other than the gameplay, I think that's like a very good telling of what the Transformer universe was before the cartoons and before the not so great movies came along. So it's definitely a rental. If no one's picked it up, you should definitely check it out if you're a Transformer fan. So, and you can play as Soundwave, who is my most favorite Transformer in the entire world. So
yeah, Soundwave's good. That was a fun way. Yeah, they had the origin of Bumblebee and how Bumblebee met Optimus Prime and how Starscream connected with Megatron and stuff.
It was pretty fantastic.
Yeah, they really did a good job with the story and keeping like that G1 flavor alive. I hope they make the Generation 1 flavor.
Right.
I hope they make a sequel. It'll be a good sequel.
Yeah, and like I said, it kind of captured just like the sadness of the Civil War between the two sides, and I think they did a great job in the storytelling. So check it out, Transformers War for Cybertron.
All right, that is the sleeper hit according to Jess V. And now it's the time of the show, which I'm really excited about. It's our first ever 2010 This Week in Video Game Awards.
Woo!
We had thought about doing a top 10 list or a top 5 list, and I was like, you know what? Everybody and their dog is doing a top 10 list this year, so why don't we come up with some really fun awards to give out to some really great games? And Jessica and I had a lot of fun putting this together.
Yeah, we sure did.
So I'm going to go ahead and jump right in. Our very first award is probably the only negative award that we're giving out, but we had to do it.
The Worst Guest Award? I'm going to receive the Worst Guest Award tonight. Is that what you're saying? All right, the Worst Guest Award is coming up.
Oh, come on. No. It's the Most Overrated Award, and it goes to Epic Mickey.
Ooh, should we be clapping or booing that?
Just sad. It's just
we have some footage of it for you. What's really, the reason why we did the Most Overrated Award is because there are so many games out there that have so much hype, and they just fall flat. And I was super pumped about Epic Mickey, and I was monumentally disappointed at Disney's showing. I mean, come on, Disney's not exactly known for putting out fantastic video games, because that's not what they do. They make movies. But you would think if they're going to go through the trouble of creating this unique IP with their most well-loved and well-known character, Mickey, that they would go all out and make it fantastic. And I just thought it was super disappointing. Did you play it?
I gave that one. We did an interview with Warren Spector at PAX, and I was like on the Mickey beat all year, so excited. And when it came in, I just heard so many terrible things. I gave it to Andre, my buddy Black Nerd Comedy, to review, and he said like same thing, camera issues, just like destroy it. And then there's the gag of painting and unpainting, and then you leave and you come back, and it's like not the world that's different, you know. So yeah, it was a little disappointing. It's kind of like Warren kind of made a game for like really hardcore Mickey fans who could live with terrible camera work. The
camera work was bad. It was very dark. There was a lot of fetch quests. Brett over at the Mahalo Video Games department made a really great review of it if you want to check it out. But I just like was disappointed.
Yeah, I felt like I didn't play it, but I was promoting the game where I was promoting it, and when I was watching people play it, it all looked the same to me. Like every time I went over there, I was like, "Oh, is this the same level?" They're like, "No, I passed that earlier," and I was like, "Oh, this looks like this same exact place that you were." And I feel like when I spoke with the producer of the game, he made it sound like we would see so much like Disney life and everything from the Disney World and the Disney universe. And I felt like any time I saw the game, all I saw was Mickey and Oswald, and no, like, I don't know. I didn't see any Lion King. I didn't see any Alice in Wonderland. I didn't see any Little Mermaid. Like, I felt like I saw more Disney characters in Kingdom Hearts than I did in Epic Mickey. Yeah. So yeah, I was a little disappointed too. I was expecting so much more, and like, see, I just feel like everything looks the same. Like, I'm looking at this right now. Everything is like blue and black.
Adrian,
oh, well, that looks a little different.
Adrian, did you have something you wanted to say?
Oh yes, about Epic Mickey. Like Brett had the misfortune of playing in a department, and he absolutely hated it. Like he also said that those little 2D sections were his favorite because he said that they remained true to like the Disney theme, but everything else just felt like a horrible platformer from like the PlayStation era, just crammed into a Wii.
Yeah. So that is our most overrated award, and we're gonna move on because we have a lot of awards to cover. The next one is the So Good You Can't Stop Award. This is for the game that you just kept playing and playing, and you couldn't think about work or school or anything else because you just couldn't wait to get home and play it. And it goes to Mass Effect 2.
Big surprise coming from me and Andrea. Oh my gosh.
Shocker. Obviously, we were just talking at length about it. I know, so we don't have to talk about it again.
I would marry the game and have its babies if I could.
I know we have a little bit of footage so you guys can see some of the footage. This is, of course, the So Good You Can't Stop Award.
Oh, there's Miranda, the girl that you killed.
I didn't kill her. She died. It wasn't my fault.
That's my Miranda Lawson. I did an interview with Yvonne Strahovski, and on my YouTube, every hour I get a comment saying on the YouTube thing, saying like how hot she is, how I had sex with her and stuff, and like that's like my most viral video this year. Just like blew up, and she definitely made that game.
I tried to romance Samara, but that is a strong woman. She did not fall under the spell of Lieutenant Commander Shepard, and she has more willpower and control than I ever would.
It's all those years of wisdom. All right, our next award is for all of you mobile gamers out there. And after I announce it, you can go ahead and play the clip. It is the Gamer on the Go Award, because if you're a gamer, you probably game on your mobile phone or on your iPad. And it goes to Plants vs. Zombies. What's really cool about this game is actually I named the top 5 iPad games of 2010 on This Week in iPad this week, and Plants vs. Zombies was one of my top 5 games of 2010. I really loved this game. I think it's really simple. Anybody can play it of any age group. And it's just, you know, really awesome.
It's extremely charming. I mean, it's who would have thought plants versus zombies? I think it's a great idea, and I actually enjoy it so much better on the iPad than I do on the 360. So if you have an iPad, I would definitely recommend it on the iPad, because it is a touch screen game. I feel like on the 360, you know, all the moving and the choosing and the moving as much as you can, whereas you can just tap on the iPad. So if you have a touch screen mechanism, I would suggest it on that, the iPhone or the iPad. So, but it's such a cute game. It's such a fantastic game. It's well worth the, what is it, like $5?
Yeah, $4.99.
Yeah, so
Get
you
it
can't go wrong
in the
with
App
that.
Store.
Do you give runner up to like cut the rope in Angry Birds?
No.
Oh, no runner up. Okay, sorry. Carry on.
No runner up. Definitely not to cut the rope. I mean, I like to cut the rope, but there are so many better mobile games out there. Come on, Rob. Don't you agree?
It wasn't the category you couldn't stop playing, addicting or something.
No, gamer on the go.
Gamer. Oh, okay. I thought it was something to do with addicting or
Mass
something.
Effect 2 was the one you couldn't stop playing.
Oh,
Game you
yeah.
couldn't
So
stop
good you
playing.
can't stop. All right, our next award is the Get On Your Feet Award. Obviously, this year we saw a lot of emotion-centered games between the Kinect, the PlayStation Move, and of course the Wii. And our Get On Your Feet Award goes to none other than Dance Central for the Kinect. And we have some video footage of when Adrian and I had our dance battle. And I was at the Gamers United event last night with some of the folks from Mahalo, and I dance battled with Black Nerd Comedy, who I believe is in the chat room, Mr. Andre, and he kicked my ass. He kicked it really good. So I had no idea that he had such amazing moves. So that is our Get On Your Feet award, goes to Dance Central. Yes, you did beat me. We're gonna move on to the next one. Because there's so many fantastic multiplayers out there, we had to do the Cover Me I'm Reloading award, and it goes to Halo Reach. Yeah, I know the fanfare.
Yeah.
As you can see from the video, this is just some clips of Halo, but we all know Halo. We love Halo. I was quoted on the Game Trailers interview about the Game of the Year nominees as saying that Halo created the multiplayer, and what you didn't see was the rest of my explanation in saying that modern multiplayer really, the format is really based off what Halo did back in the day. Of course, obviously they weren't the first multiplayer. That's not what I was saying.
Did you get hecklers?
I did. I got a lot of hecklers for saying that. They didn't create multiplayer, but they kind of really paved the way for what multiplayer is today.
Well,
and I feel confident saying that.
Especially on the console. Like as a PC gamer, we were multiplaying years before that. But when it came to the console, you kind of think Halo.
Yeah,
the first,
definitely. You know. And with the story, like a lot of people say that they don't play Halo for the story, and I played 1 through 3, and honestly, Halo Reach's story really was the most intriguing to me, and I feel like they really did a nice job in setting up the rest of the storyline in the other 3 games, and I was really sad in this game too. Like there were some parts where I was just like, oh.
Yeah, right? You lost all your team members.
Who was your favorite
Spoiler
Noble?
alert. Noble 5.
Noble 5.
Cat, man, she was the
Should
bomb.
she get it in the back of the head
George.
or something?
George was, he had the huge gun. He had the huge
George's
gun.
my favorite.
And his mother was in the game. It's like,
oh wow.
So, I mean,
yeah,
he was awesome. I loved him. He was
good hook. Give us a bunch of characters we want to fall in love with, kill them off one at a time.
Yeah.
A lot
Those
of death.
people at Bungie, they made me cry, dang it. And moving on to our next award is for PC games. Speaking of PC games, we thought we can't leave the PC gamers out, and there is a lot of really fantastic PC games out there. And so this is the Liquid Cooled Neon Award, because all the hardcore gamers out there have liquid cooled in their computers.
Oh.
And the winner goes to StarCraft 2 Wings of Liberty.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah,
I know
Blizzard.
we need some like applause or something.
I didn't bring my sign.
Oh,
So I know we have a little bit of footage, but I don't know if they're going to show it. So this is StarCraft 2. Obviously, there was another huge PC game out this year, WoW Cataclysm. But, I mean, it came out so late in the year, and it was like the 15th expansion pack for World of Warcraft. I really thought they went above and beyond with StarCraft 2. Blizzard knows how to do PC games. One of the guys over at Mahalo said, well, you should just make it the Best of Blizzard Award because they're the only ones who are doing PC games that people play. And I said, no.
No, there was
you
Civilization
can't, you can't,
5.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Civilization.
But I really do think StarCraft 2 Wings of Liberty was a fantastic game. And our last award goes to a downloadable game, because there was also a lot of fantastic downloadable games this year. It's called the No Box Needed Award, and it goes to Limbo.
Yeah.
They also won Best Independent Game, I believe. No, they won Best Downloadable Game at the Spike VGAs. So this is a fantastic game, and it's really inexpensive to play. You just get it on the XBLA. It's really wonderful. If you guys haven't had a chance to check it out, I highly recommend it. This is one of Jess's favorite games of the year.
Yeah, I thought it was a fantastic game as well. I mean, it was definitely a puzzler game. I died a whole lot, which is crazy because you can actually get an achievement for dying no more than 5 times in this game, and I'm just like, no, that's not possible for me. But it's very, it's just a very morbid take on games, and it's just like this little boy, or what looks like a little boy, running through Limbo and having to go through these obstacles, and he dies pretty gruesome deaths, and it's really kind of eerie and creepy to just kind of see this little boy's eyes just fade, close, like the light out of his eyes just goes away, and I'm just like, what is that? But I thought it was really great, and if you haven't picked it up, you should. It's well worth the, I think, $10.
Yeah. Adrian, did you play Limbo?
No, I haven't had a chance to play, but it looks really cool. It looks like some of the levels in Donkey Kong Country Returns, you know, having it all be silhouetted like that.
Well, Adrian, tomorrow is half price on Limbo on XBL. It's part of the 12 Days of Christmas on Xbox, so pick it up.
Tomorrow, yeah.
Great.
Well, fantastic. Did you guys hear that? Thank you so much for that tip. I actually don't have it on mine. I played it here at work, so I'm going to buy it tomorrow as well.
Yeah, and it's only 3 colors. Like, there's only 3 colors in the entire game, and I think that's fantastic that you can make such an appealing and fun game when, you know, visually, it's like, you know, everyone wants explosions and big colors and craziness going on, but it's so calm and just very noir, and it still did an amazing job as a game. So, congratulations to Play Dead. You know?
Absolutely. So those are our 2010 This Week in Video Game Awards. I hope you guys liked them. I, of course, will post them on our blog if you guys want to check it out or if you missed it. And that is it for our 2010 show. Yay! Rob, thank you so much for being our guest today on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. Follow me on Twitter. Pennyman is my nickname.
That's at Pennyman, just like it sounds. And of course, definitely check out coinop.tv. You can see him and Haley doing lots of really cool, fun interviews and parties and things like that. And hopefully we'll see you at another event that's coming up. There's hopefully going to be a lot of great events in 2011. And we'll have you back on to host a show with us.
Yeah,
later on in the year.
Anytime you need a filler, call me up.
Absolutely. You can, of course, reach all of us here at This Week in Video Games by emailing us at videogames@thisweekin.com. You can also follow our show on Twitter at TWIVG. That's This Week in Video Games. I will be contacting all of the winners for the X-Men code, so don't worry about that. You can find me at Andrea Renee. You can find Jess at JessV. That's JESV. And you can find Adrian at Godzilla Rex. All of us are on Twitter. We should all be following each other. It's lots of fun. This is our last show in 2010. We will be coming back in 2011 with a lot of really awesome stuff. And here at thisweekend.com, you guys, we have some really fantastic shows that we're launching next year. And so I really hope you guys check out some of the other fantastic content that we have at thisweekend.com. You can, of course, find it all at youtube.com/thisweekin. All right, that's it. We're out of time.
Happy New
It is
Year.